Hello, Agent here again. I wanted to do the next video showing the progress that I've made in the last 17 days on the radio control project. First off, we've got the radio receiver pack. I'm using a regular Futaba 6-channel receiver, and I've interfaced it with a optically isolated current loop so that there's no noise interference going out to the different controllers. Next, I've got the motor speed controller here with its interface board that I finished and tested, and this is all working. I got to put connectors on the side and figure out where we're going to mount this thing. Now here is the steering servo pack. This is the board I showed in the last video doing the layout on. I got the board made, assembled, and tested, and it's heavy duty. It's got a huge number of got 8 transistors for an H-bridge. It'll never burn out. All this system runs on 24 volts. All these are enclosed in these waterproof boxes. Next is the final pack I'm working on. This is the special effects pack. I've got a Class D 100 watt amplifier to run the speakers for sound effects. I've got a motor speed controller to run some of the mechanical effects. And here's the board. Then in a minute here I'll show you how it was made. This goes on top. This is the controller for the special effects. Goes in the top here. And some really neat stuff here. I've got an MP3 player card that goes in this area here that plays high quality sound effects to the system. This is a 4-channel controller that receives a signal from the radio and then runs sound, lights, a strobe light, and several sound effects. Now this part of the special effects pack is the neatest thing. I found these little MP3 player boards. They play off of an SD card. High quality MP files they snap in, and you can program them. I got this one on a programming bed. You hook it to the PC's serial port and program it whether to respond to computer control or to switch contacts. And for this application I'm going to have it controlled by switch contacts from the RC controller. And he wanted Jet Sounds, so we got the guy Jet Sounds. And it stops playing as soon as you pick an empty slot. You also wanted a taxi sound. That is a sound effect I found on the internet. It's a Learjet taxiing.
Step away from the vehicle.
Oops. That's one of the hidden sounds I'm going to give the guy an extra for. Found this. I'm going to put a hidden button in the controller so when you hit it, it does this.
Step away from the vehicle.
And if you really want to make some noise, and you can of course play music files with it. This is a handy little board. It's from Rogue Robotics, and it works with Arduinos. It works with a lot of microcontrollers, and it's just a perfect little piece for this project.
Step away from the vehicle.
Anyway, that's that part. Here I'm getting ready to print one of the last boards. This is the circuit board for the special effects pack for this project. And here's how I do that. I've got a print frame here that puts out shortwave ultraviolet and exposes the photoresist on the circuit board and prints a pattern. So in about 10 minutes here on the timer, the board will be exposed, and then we'll develop it and see how it turned out. So the next step in the printed circuit board process is developing the exposed board. If you can see, I think you can see the patterns there that we've lithographically printed onto the copper. And don't want to get my camera around this KPR developer. It's a highly toxic solvent, and looks like it developed just fine. The next process is etching it with ferric chloride. Now the next step is etching away the unwanted copper. I'll show you the pattern will show up here as soon as I dump some ferric chloride on it. This will take about 20 minutes or so, and we'll see how it turned out. Sometimes I add boiling water that I've heated up in the microwave to enhance the etch so it runs a little quicker. And yes, I'm using a radiator. Well, actually this is for changing acid in batteries, because this stuff is highly corrosive, and you want to agitate it and move it around, and we'll see how this comes out in a few minutes. Alright, so here it is out of the etch and the wash. Washed it in soapy water, and you can see I've got a 100% yield on a one-off board. It is possible to make circuit boards without a clean room, and by no means is this place a clean room, but you can get some very nice results on single-sided boards using this process. Very clean. Now the next step, I'm going to shear it, drill the holes, then we get to stuff all the parts in it. Now, by the way, there is a circuit on here right in this area where it takes the radio control servo pulses right out of the RC receiver and converts them to a continuously variable control voltage depending on the pulse width of the RC signal. This would be very handy, especially if you're working with some of the new little embedded microprocessors like the Arduino. Actually considered making a shield out of this circuit and selling it. If there's any interest, leave a message, comment, or PM me, and we'll see if there's any interest in that. I may be making a Arduino shield out of some of the circuitry I developed for this project. But anyway, now on to the tedious part, drilling all these holes. Alright, so after several hours of work, I've almost completed the special effect controller pack. Almost got all the parts in it. I'm going to have to set it up and check it and do all the adjustments. The next video is coming up here shortly. I went out to the client's machine shop where he built this odd vehicle, and it is odd. And we'll show you some video of that and show how all these packs mount into the chassis. So watch for the next one. Thanks.